Hello everybody, welcome to Snyder's Inc. And today, we got Paranormal 1. This is a long one, but I decided since I'm not going to be, around, I'm going to be at my parents' place, my family's place, time they see them dinner. I'll probably be back by the time this is uploaded still, but I'm not just gonna, just to be certain, gonna give you guys the, give you guys this video. I already have another one that you've probably already seen by this point if you watch all my videos. If you haven't, it's some disturbing Craigslist ads. Just 5 disturbing Craigslist ads. So go watch me react to that. But this is from Scary Videos, Bill knows, and this is top 40 scary videos compilation that are way too scary. We'll see about that. I'm gonna react to this entire thing and we're gonna see how scary it is. Ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment stay down below. Let's go.
We're back with another collection of terrifying footage that's been collected from all over the internet. If you're ready to step into the world of the truly strange, bizarre, and downright creepy, you've come to the right place. Number 40.
Passing lights.
It often happens that when someone...
I'm just gonna add this. We did one from this guy just recently. I think it was literally like yesterday, the day before. And the videos that are in here are apparently in this. So, because they were the ones that pretty much were shown. So, all of those will be skipped just so we don't have to watch them again. Just again.
Someone spots a UFO and posts footage of it on the internet, other users chime in to say that they've seen the same thing in other parts of the world, which is exactly what happened in our first video.
What is that? Dude! What the f***? That was like angel things, that information. Pat, you f***ing. Hey, Pat. What the fuck? Under? Oh, there's like a 10 of them! Dude, there's like actual 10 of them. Yeah, they're over there. They're over there. There's a whole line.
As the footage begins, the person filming points the camera to the sky, and instantly we can see why they decided to do so. A strange triangular formation of lights can be seen flying through the night sky, and 2 men can be heard discussing what they're seeing. One theorizes that it might be 3 planes flying in formation, but his friend strongly disagrees with it. As the footage continues,
I mean, that would be dangerous, wouldn't it? That close to each other, have planes flying? That'd be way dangerous.
the 3 lights change formation and start flying in a straight line, although this could be because they're attached to a single craft that's changing its flight orientation. Then suddenly, the man filming the clip notices that there are actually 10 of the lights in the sky, and they're left baffled as to what it was that they witnessed. Number 39. For our next clip, a man is filming a set of strange objects that he says has been returning to the same area in Cincinnati on a nightly basis. To film the footage, he's using tracking software, and as soon as the footage begins, we can see a small, shining object fly into view. First, it moves across the screen from right to left, but then seems to dive downwards toward the ground as the tracking software does its best to keep up. Not long after the first clip ends, a second object flies into view, slowly traveling upwards, but this time the tracking software is unable to pick it up. In the last piece of footage, a similar object can be seen at the bottom left of the screen, as it first travels upward for a short distance before diving down and completing a series of unpredictable, sharp turns. Some commenters on this video think that these objects may be satellites, but others disagree, as they don't believe a satellite could perform the maneuvers that these objects are clearly able to. Number 38.
I'm conflicted on that video, those, because they're just videos that are way too bizarre. Because, like, if he's controlling the tracking and thing and where it goes, like the one that it couldn't track, why didn't he just follow it? Maybe I don't understand how the tracking thing works, and that probably is the case. Just very bizarre to me, that part.
8. Next, a man is driving down the road on his way to a town called Somerville when he spots something in the sky ahead of him, and he decides to get his phone out and step out of the car to record what he's seeing.
Hey, listen, yo, check this out, yo. I see something in the sky, yo. I'm telling you. I got it. Hold on. Yo, check this out. No BS, man. This is right here in the middle of the road. Like, I'm driving down the road here. Look, this is my car right here. No BS, yo. No BS. This thing is in the road, in the sky right there, in front of me. I'm on the road going to Somerville like the... This thing turning. What the fuck is going on? Yo, it's a pyramid. No bullshit. A car coming down the road. Hold on. A car looking too. Hold on. Hold on. The car probably see it too. No BS, yo. That thing is in the sky. Look. Look, y'all. I want to know if the car see it. Look at my blinker lights. Is this thing turning? Listen, I'm telling y'all. I'm in my car now. I got on my blinking lights. I want to know if that car see it. Or that car probably don't know what's going on. That thing is right there. Am I tripping and I'm the only one seeing this thing? Hold on. I got my blinkers on. Hold on. Listen. Am I the only one seeing this thing? Hold on. Look. This thing is in the sky just sitting there turning. That's a pyramid. Listen, y'all can't see it like I can see it. It look like a pyramid. For real. Let me zoom in. Oh, shit. Gotta zoom. This thing, do it look like it turning, y'all? Hold on. I'm tripping. Yo. That thing is, hold on, how could I zoom in? Let's see what it is. Yo, that's an object. That's something, yo. No beef.
As he lifts his...
This guy's like the time this guy spent doing this threw me so off. He filmed that thing for a while.
Camera to the night sky, we can see an object with 3 lights hovering soundlessly in front of it. The lights seem to be affixed to a large object that's rotating as it flies, though some people think that they're 3 separate objects that are rotating around each other. The man speculates that the object may be a pyramid shape as he zooms in, giving us a better view of the 3 lights, and it becomes clear that it is a single object that's rotating around its own axis. But not everyone is convinced by the footage. Some commenters believe that this was faked using a phone app, but since there's no way to prove if the footage is real or not, we'll leave it up to you to decide.
What phone app? What app can you fake this with? This is an actual genuine question. What app can you use to fake these?
Number 37.
Chasing planes?
There have been many reports from pilots who have seen unidentified flying objects over the years.
Oh, there's
and every
actually a
now and
thingy
then they manage to
chasing the
capture
plane.
footage of their encounter, which is the case in our next video. In this footage, we can see a...
Because this is the plane, and then there's this thing here that is chasing the plane. Why would you be chasing a plane for? We try to do fucking play tag with it?
fighter jet moving across the sky at speed. But it's the object that's flying behind it that we're focusing on.
Yeah.
A small, dark, flying object can be seen following the plane with ease, despite the high speeds that the jet is traveling at. As the jet changes course and heads straight up into the sky, the object follows suit and again has no problem keeping up. The camera operator does a great job at keeping up with the strange object, and after a while, he's able to zoom in on it, revealing that it has a weird shape, saucer-like with bulging sections at the top and bottom. As the clip comes to an end, we're no closer to understanding what this object is, but what is certain is that it can fly at great speed with amazing maneuverability. Number 36.
Strange lightning.
In this next strange video, a man was sitting in his house when a thunderstorm broke out that was so loud that it rattled his house's windows. He then noticed something strange about the lightning and decided to step outside with his camera ready.
Okay.
They're going simultaneously, and I counted at least 10 times before I started recording this. This is f***ing nuts. Look at that. Looks like they have a rhythm.
Huh.
And out.
Okay, I see what he means. Over in this area, there's just a flashing light that consistently happens. Don't happen over here. Definitely happens over here.
Or ago, this was thundering my house where I felt the vibration and shake. Look at this. That's literally speaking to each other. I'm about to record another video right now. I'm about to end this one. I'm gonna start a fresh new video. Actually, you know what? I don't want to. No, I'm gonna keep this original. Just keep it normal as is. What's up, kitty? What you up to? I can't flash you right now, but battery low. But check this out. You see what I see, kitty? That going back to f***ing back. I'm low-key fast.
Yeah, this isn't normal for a thunderstorm. A thunderstorm usually isn't like this. The lightning does not flash using the same spot specifically, or light flashes. Yeah, that's interesting.
Native by it. Come on, f***ing 4 shots on Jack Daniels Green Apple. Whoa, you saw that? Oh man, this is whoa.
The man notices that 2 separate sections of lightning seem to be flashing at the same time, as if they're in some sort of rhythm. But this is, of course, easy to explain, as the flashes are actually coming from the same lightning strike. But then, something strange happens. After he manages to get a closer focus on the thunderclouds that he's looking at, lightning strikes again, but this time a section of the bolt seems to shoot away from the cloud. He cries out in surprise, but a few moments later, the same piece of lightning appears again, traveling toward the ground this time, and the man can hardly believe what he's seeing. Number 35. Next, we have another clip where someone is driving down the road when they spotted something in the sky that they couldn't explain. And luckily they managed to capture it on camera.
Okay, how would you notice this? If I'm driving, I am not gonna notice this. No freaking way am I gonna notice this. How did anyone see this while driving? That's what makes this weird. How would you see this?
The uploader states that they only noticed the object because they were wearing sunglasses, and as soon as they took them off, the objects became nearly impossible to spot with the naked eye. In the footage, we can
What made your sunglasses able to see them? I guess the sparkle part? I guess? But like, what made your sunglasses suddenly able to see them, but when you looked, took the sunglasses off, you couldn't see them?
see a large number of strange, sparkly objects floating in the sky, and it almost seems as though they're disappearing and then reappearing, but this is likely an optical illusion caused by the sun reflecting off of the objects. The uploader manages to keep a street lamp in the frame for reference, and we can see that the objects don't seem to be moving in any particular direction, but rather moving erratically while staying in the same area. None of the commenters on this video were confident about what these objects could be, but a few mentioned that they had recorded similar sightings in the past, but noted that they mostly saw them during nighttime. Number 34.
Dust Devil.
We've all seen Dust Devil.
Oh, I've seen this one. Okay, we saw this one. I'm gonna let this one play, because this is not a recent one. But we have saw this video before.
That form in open, usually dry areas, and they're usually pretty harmless, since they're typically quite small and don't have much energy. The Dust Devil in this footage has traveled onto the side of a hill, and just a few seconds into the clip, it seems to be losing energy as the tail starts to lift off the ground. But then, the man who's filming the clip sees something inside the Dust Devil that leaves him doubting his own vision. Something is seemingly being sucked up by the Dust Devil, as it dissipates and its shape vaguely resembles that of a human, leaving many people to speculate whether it really was a person being lifted into the air. As the dust devil reaches the top of its funnel, the object seems to disappear, and all that's left is a small section with the object nowhere to be seen. It's been suggested that it wasn't really an object that was traveling up the funnel, but that a section of the funnel was clear, creating the illusion that there was a person inside. What do you think? Number 33.
I'm very glad you didn't play the audio of that, because the audio makes me laugh because the guy repeats himself the same thing so many times.
Next up is another video of someone spotting something in the sky that seemingly doesn't belong there.
Bro, what the?
It's become increasingly common for people to spot a triangle of lights in the sky, and very often these are speculated to be extraterrestrial craft, with some witnesses describing similar craft that they've seen up close. This clip is no exception, as we see a man driving down the road, filming out of his car window, and as he zooms his camera in on the sky, we can see the 3 lights that he's looking at. He's clearly left in disbelief, and without explanation for what he's seeing, as he can be heard asking, "What is that?" At one point, the object seems to tilt toward the ground, but it quickly corrects itself as it continues to hover ominously in the sky. Many commenters stated that they've seen the exact same thing in different parts of the world in the past, and during many of those instances, the object hovered soundlessly in the sky, despite being around the size of a football field. Number 32.
Someone's home.
This next clip is over in a flash, so it's been slowed down in order to get a better look at something creepy inside of an old abandoned building, somewhere in Great Britain.
Oh! Who? Right there. I paused it, but look at that. What is that? Someone's in the house. Someone like you to enter the house. Come find him.
The footage shows the old building from the outside, and it looks like it's stood empty for quite some time. As the camera pans to the left, we can see that there are 3 windows in the building's main section, and at first, nothing strange seems to happen. But when the clip is slowed down, we can see something truly creepy. As the camera view moves past the middle window, a white figure suddenly appears and it moves very quickly from right to left, as if it's running through the building. The figure seems to be dressed in all white clothing, and it doesn't take much notice of the camera or the people outside as it passes by, possibly indicating that it isn't aware that they're there. Was this a spirit running through the building, or is there a more plausible explanation?
Could just be a person. Easily could just be a person.
Number 31. Back to unidentified flying objects now.
We have a lot of them. We've had about 4 of them, 5 of them already at this point. Maybe more.
As a friend of the uploader's father notices something in the sky outside of his house in Ontario, Canada.
Where? Where in Ontario? Where in Ontario was this seen? I'm curious.
It's just hovering in place.
I really want to know where this is located now. Where did this happen? Where in Ontario?
What is that? Look at the lights all around it.
As the footage starts, it doesn't seem like there's anything special to look at, save for a small point of light that could easily be mistaken for a star or satellite. But then the man zooms in, and we can see why he's perplexed. It is, in fact, not a single point of light, but at least 3 lights, 2 of which are rotating around the brightest one. During some points in the video, the surrounding lights seem to appear and disappear, but they always remain close to the brighter center light. The surprise in the man's voice is obvious, as he can be heard saying it's just hovering in place. When he notices that there's multiple lights, he says, "Look at the lights all around it." When the clip comes to an end, the object is still hovering in the sky, and the man filming the clip is no closer to finding an explanation for what he saw. Number 30. In this clip, a band of musicians is
I've seen this one. I've seen this one before.
introduced to a crowd at a party, and soon they start playing, but unbeknownst to them, there's something untoward going on in the background.
I'm gonna assume the reason it's muted is because if the video played, the band would probably copyright him. So we passed the TV twice in this video so far. No face, no nothing. Right? Just remember that. We passed it twice. No face, no nothing. I did not realize how long this was. Like, I don't need to see the entire video. I don't know how long this is, but this is way longer than I expect. I thought they would get to the face reveal part way quicker. Yeah. People, come on. Cut to my face. Cut to the creepy face. Cut to the... No, don't... Cut over to the... Get paranoid right now. Third time we've passed TV. There's no face. Fourth time, no face. I'm pausing now just because I feel like I need to speak during this. Because it's literal silence if I don't. Why does this guy look like he really has to go to the bathroom? Like he really has to do a number 2. This guy looks like he really has to do a number 2. That dude just drumming away, doing that thing. Still no TV on the face so far. We're just TV on the face near the TV yet. We're still far. We've gotten probably about 3 minutes in before this video gets to its point of get to the point here. Oh my God! Get to the point. Hold on. Where is the? I'm skimming through. This is so long of a video.
Zooms in on it.
Oh, okay, hold on. I gotta go back. We'll go by here. There. There's the TV face. Face near the TV right there. Creepy looking as hell. I didn't realize how long this video was, so my excitement for it went down by just how long this thing was. But yeah, right there. Look at that thing.
As the song continues, the camera pans to the right to show the drummer who's sitting in the furthest corner of the room. But as the camera zooms in on it, a strange face can be seen peering out from behind a large TV screen.
It shows it multiple times. That's what makes it interesting to me. They show where the T is multiple times and there's no face, and suddenly a face appears.
And at first it just looks like someone with long hair looking out at the band. But when the footage is slowed down, the face takes on a more sinister look, as we can see that it has pale skin, dark sunken eyes, and a strange mouth. It seems to be looking directly at the camera.
I didn't realize this. It has an arm too, because it's right there. There's an arm of it, like, grasping to this. I didn't even, to look over. I didn't even see that part the first time.
But remarkably, no one seems to notice that it's there. Was this a friend of the band's who was playing a prank, or is there something paranormal that was inadvertently caught on camera?
Could be either. It all depends. I'd have to see the behind the TV thing to know if someone could get there.
Number 29. A door shutting all by itself isn't an uncommon occurrence, since it could easily be a breeze, bad workmanship, or unlevel flooring. But this next inexplicable clip is a little different, and it's left many viewers scratching their heads for an explanation. As the clip begins, we can see a dog sitting on someone's bed, and the open door in question is on the far side of the room. As the door starts swinging shut, the dog immediately notices and its ears perk up in surprise. The door continues to close, but just before it reaches the door's frame, it suddenly stops. But it only remains in that position for a split second, before it's pulled shut completely, seemingly by some unseen force.
Yeah, that's not something that happened with wind. That's just weird. I don't know what. That is bizarre. We'll give it that.
A woman who is standing in the room starts to scream in disbelief at what she just saw, and I can hardly blame her since it's pretty creepy. Most commenters noted how strange it is that the door seemed to stop before it shut completely, and many have stated that they would have bolted if this happened to them. Number 28.
Helpful ghost.
In this next clip, a construction worker seems to get a little—
Oh, this is one of the videos I've seen a whole lot of times. So many times. We've seen this so many times. But, it is a bizarre one. But we've seen a lot.
help from a spirit that only he could see. This clip has some backstory. A man was working on a construction site when he had to roll a cable drum into position, but he was struggling since it was a little too heavy. But another worker who he didn't recognize offered to help, and the man guided him as he rolled the drum into position. The man walked around the drum to thank his helper, but found that he had vanished into thin air. And later, he would see a photo of that same man on a memorial wall, and would later learn that the man passed away in 2015. In the footage, we can see the worker directing his helper with a flashlight, and as soon as the cable drum is in place, he shines his flashlight around while looking for the other worker, and the confusion on his face is clear when he realizes that he is, in fact, alone. As the clip ends, he walks around the drum, shining his light as he searches for the man, but there's no one there. Number 27. Our next eerie clip was filmed in the mountains of Cabo San Lucas in Mexico, when the person filming the clip stumbled across a strange cave that seemed to be hiding a secret.
Hold on, am I supposed to believe that's a Sasquatch? Is that what I'm supposed to believe? My man, that's just a hairy man. That's a very heavy man wearing a costume thing. That is not an actual What do you have? If I'm supposed to, I'm not supposed to believe that's a Sasquatch.
The footage begins with the man zooming in on the mountainside, and he focuses the camera on a small cave in the distance. But what he didn't expect to see was a large brown creature that was standing in the mouth of the cave.
What do you mean brown creature? It's just a person. This is just a person. That's all this is.
Peering out into the bright daylight. The creature has long arms, and it seems to be somewhat stooped over, but that could be because the cave's opening is too low for it to stand upright. The creature looks around a few times, seemingly taking in its surroundings before backing into the cave and out of sight. But it reappears a short while later before disappearing back into the cave for good. Some people have suggested that this creature is a Bigfoot that's living in the cave, while others are more skeptical but also can't explain what the creature actually is.
It's just a person wearing thing. It's a person who lives out in this cave. That's all this is. This is nothing special.
Number 26. Next, we take a look at a clip from Ontario, Canada, where a group of people on a boat spotted...
This is another one I'd love to know where in Ontario this was. This one I want to see. This one's weird to me. This probably still is a person, like wearing a costume or something, but it's very bizarre. This one's more weirder. I'd love to know the location of it.
A creature walking in the nearby woods, and they're convinced that it's a Bigfoot. The boat is driven closer to the shore after the group spotted the creature, and immediately we can see it walking across a large rocky area. And to be fair, it really does look like a Sasquatch.
It does.
When the footage is slowed down, we get a better look at the creature, and from this view, it seems to have thick brown fur that helps it blend in with its surroundings. It quickly walks across the rocky section before disappearing behind the pine trees next to the water, and doesn't appear again, leaving the boat passengers excited but curious. Some commenters doubt whether a Bigfoot, if they do exist, would expose itself by walking through such a well-lit clearing. But many others believe that this was indeed a Sasquatch that was walking by the side of the lake. Number 25. Next, we look at the skies again, as a man films what he claims to be a UFO that's releasing small bursts of plasma. The man has his camera zoomed all the way in, and it shows a strange bright light with a halo of light around it.
I remember this for a different reason. Art of Kicks, another reactor channel, was reacting to a bunch of TikTok random things, and this was one of them. The person on the TikTok said that whoever sees this video, anytime this video is on here, the video gets deleted. Because I've seen this video multiple times, I know that's bullshit.
In the sky, and it seems to be dropping something towards the ground.
It is weird looking.
But when he zooms in, it becomes even stranger, as an object that resembles a falling asteroid can be seen streaking through the sky, and as the video continues, it releases rings of smoke behind it.
Yeah, this one's a weird one. This is a weird, because even if it isn't a UFO, I actually don't know what this is then. It is very odd.
That float away in the opposite direction. If this footage is real, it shows something truly remarkable and inexplicable, but not everyone thinks that it's genuine. as they believe it could easily have been created using special effects software.
Fair.
But there are a few commenters who have stated that they took photos and videos of the same phenomenon in different areas, and they're certain that it is of extraterrestrial origin. What's your opinion of this clip? Is it genuine? And if so, what is it that's been filmed here? Number 24. The man filming this next strange clip says that he spotted a UFO over the Pacific Ocean, and he has the footage to prove it.
It's coming right over us, man. It's gotta be a heli. What the f-? Can you focus in on that?
Barely.
Dude, it's like... It's f***ing green or something.
Oh my god, that's not
It's not!
It's not a helicopter, Davo.
Dude, what the f***
It's
is
not
that?
a helicopter, man.
Man, I'm looking right at it.
Oh
with
my
binoculars.
god.
In the distance, we can see a few white buildings that are situated next to the water. And above the buildings, a strange object can be seen hovering in the sky. As he zooms in, we can see that the object is circular, and for a moment, he suggests that it could be a helicopter, but this seems very unlikely. His friend asks him to focus on the object, and he tries his best, but it's too far away for his camera to focus on it properly. But he does a good enough job of revealing that the object is green, and that it has a strange shape and isn't circular at all. The man comes to the realization that this is no helicopter, and he and his friend are completely dumbfounded by the sighting. Was this an extraterrestrial craft, or do you think there's a logical explanation for this footage? Number 23. This next weird clip comes from a man in Poland. He says that he was out riding his bicycle at around 7 p.m. when he spotted these two objects in the sky and decided to investigate.
I apologize. I did not know that 90% of this would be UFO footage. I'm not against UFO footage, but I don't need an entire top 40 scary videos to be 90% UFO footage.
The two objects can be seen hovering above and below an airplane trail line, and strangely they seem to be completely stationary. The man zooms in on one of the objects, and we can see that it has an oval shape, but no other distinguishing features. He adds that when he first spotted the two objects, they were at the same altitude as the plane that left the trail behind, and he assumed that they were two smaller aircraft that were assisting the plane. But the plane kept flying on its course, leaving the two objects behind. They would eventually fly into a cloud and disappear. He's at a loss as to what these objects may be. Some commenters pointed out that they resemble tic-tac UFOs that have been seen all over the world, and that these may be extraterrestrial craft that were investigating the plane that passed by. Number 22. If you have kids, you'd be familiar with the stationary rides that are placed outside some stores and in malls, allowing them to take a ride in a small airplane.
I've seen these. I have a small mall that has something like these.
On an elephant or on a motorbike. But the ride in this next clip is a little different, as many people think it's possessed by a spirit of some kind.
It's moving. Nah, my kid's never sitting on that ride. No. If I saw this ride move, all I need to see, but my child, you will never ride in this ride. I don't care if it's your favorite ride. I saw that thing moving on its own. It's not. You're not. Nope. You ain't riding it. I don't care if it's your favorite. You ain't riding it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's moving too fast. No. What is that? Stop. It's moving. It's moving. Stop moving.
This CCTV footage
Nah. Get rid of that ride. Throw that ride out of the building and never let it be seen and rode on again. Ever.
was recorded after the mall had closed, making what's about to happen even creepier. In the footage, we can see a row of these children's rides lining a wall inside the mall. Everything seems quiet as it should be. But then something bizarre happens. The ride closest to the camera suddenly pulls away from the wall and starts riding around in circles. There's no one nearby who could have switched it on, and since these rides usually need a coin to start up, it's truly strange that it started spinning around all by itself. What do you think is going on here? Is the ride possessed, or is there some kind of malfunction going on? Number 20.
It could be a malfunction, but I don't care. I'm not. Get rid of the ride. Don't take the risk.
21. The man in this following clip starts his video by saying that he has never had problems in his house as far as ghosts or any other paranormal activity is concerned. But things have changed since he bought this particular guitar from an older lady down his street.
That is some Lotus, like, very 80s looking guitar. And every time I strum, like that, shit like that happens every time I mess with this thing. Shit like that.
He then produced.
That is so bizarre. Will admit, that is very bizarre. That is a hell of a lot. That is hell of footage. I would love to see a video of him just consistently strumming the thing, see what would happen.
Uses the guitar in question, stating that it looks like it's from the 1980s. Then when he strums the guitar, we can see why he's concerned. Every time he plays the guitar strings, a lamp on his desk starts to flicker on and off without explanation. He repeats the experiment again, and the lamp starts to flicker every time he plays the guitar. But this time, a container holding some stationery falls over as well, spilling its contents down the back of his desk. Some people have told the man to take the guitar back to the house where he bought it, since there is clearly something paranormal going on with it. But others think that the video has been faked, since someone could be switching the lamp on and off from under the desk. What are your thoughts on this strange clip? Number 20.
It could be fake. It could easily be faked. All depends if he'd have a reason to have it, the fake one, I guess. Because like most people, like, that's the first thing, right? They don't barely post anything. They're not really getting much traction, and suddenly out of nowhere, bam, scary video. Suddenly they are popular, right? This guy is part of a band, so I feel like he'd have no reason to, because it's not like it's gonna help the band for him having a ghost video.
Next, we have a short clip filmed by a security camera inside someone's house, and they say that they used to be skeptical of the paranormal, but after viewing this footage, they started to reconsider. The camera is aimed at this person's living room, and it looks like everyone in the house has gone to bed, since most of the lights have been turned off and everything's quiet. Then, a strange mist suddenly drifts into view from the left of the screen, but it almost immediately starts to dissipate. As the mist floats by, we can see that something that looks like moisture is traveling upwards as it begins to fade away. The uploader states that this is not the only time this has happened, and notes that the mist appeared at around 2 AM, and again about a half hour later. It's been suggested that this could just be an air freshener spray that's automatically released into the room at specific intervals. And while many people agree with that theory, many others think this is something far stranger.
I feel like he would know, right? Like, you would know if that happened.
Number 19. We now take a look at a clip from Texas where a security camera is recording someone's back garden during the night. From this camera angle, we can see a shed and some random items that have been placed on the lawn, and everything seems to be in its rightful place. But then, something truly unnerving appears. A girl walks out from behind the shed and keeps going until she eventually disappears out of the frame to the right of the camera. She's wearing what looks like a white nightgown and seems completely oblivious to the fact that she's being recorded by the security camera. The question on everyone's mind is, what's she doing out in the darkness alone at this time of night? Was this the spirit of a little girl who used to live in this neighborhood that was caught by the security camera? Or was it a prank that was played by the owner of this house? Number 18. The man who recorded this next clip with his phone says he was the only one awake in his house as he'd gotten up to drink a glass of cider, but then something happened in his kitchen that he struggled to understand. As soon as the clip starts, we can see that all the lights in the kitchen are slowly dimming before returning to full brightness over and over again. He then walks over to the dimmer switch, showing that there's no one near it, and then pans back to the room to show that the lights are still misbehaving. He turns the switch a few times, and for a moment, it looks like the lights have returned to normal. But when he turns back to the room again, we can see that they're still dimming on their own. Is this an electrical problem in this man's house, or does he have some kind of poltergeist living with it?
It could be an electrical issue. It all depends on... I would probably go with that first before I think ghosts.
Number 17. The uploader of this next footage says that he filmed the footage at the Euphrates River, which has dried up exponentially in the last year.
I don't hear anything.
The start of the video.
Okay, so here's my... I didn't hear that until just at the end. Why was he filming? I guess if he filmed that, he heard that, he guessed he'd start filming. But I don't, like, he didn't hear nothing else, and then it finally happened again. I'm suspicious of this.
Shows the dried up conditions as the man walks along the riverbank. But then he becomes aware of a strange sound, and he tries to locate its source. He makes his way over to a hole in the ground, and it would seem that this is where the noise is coming from. It sounds like someone crying out in agony, and at times like the rushing of wind. When he gets even closer to the opening, it sounds like some kind of strange animal can be heard, and the man is baffled by what he's hearing. But is this footage real, or has the uploader simply added an audio track to a rather mundane piece of footage to fool us all?
I'm going with second one. That's what I'm going with.
Number 16. Moving into a new house can be a daunting experience, since you have to deal with any problems left behind by the previous tenants. In this eerie clip, the person filming is walking through an unoccupied house, possibly because they're thinking of moving in. He and his friends look at each of the rooms to see whether they're in good shape, but the man who's filming decides to go down a hallway by himself. He then turns into a room, opening a half-closed door as he does so, and he scans the room with his camera. And a strange figure with long, dark hair and white clothing appears in a mirror on the far side of the room.
What the hell?
The ominous figure simply stands in one spot and seems to stare at the camera.
Oh no, see, I see that when I watch back, I see that, I am not moving into this house. This house can stay, I know why this house is not occupied. If I saw that randomly in a window, I'm good.
Possibly waiting for the man to spot it. But the man doesn't seem to notice, and he must have gotten quite a shock when reviewing the footage later on.
I bet he didn't move in.
Number 15.
I bet he didn't move in.
In this next scary video, a man says that he's working in an urgent care facility that's been closed down, though he isn't sure why it was shut down.
Alright, I'm working in a old urgent care that just got shut down. It got shut down before the freeze here in Texas. I'm not sure why it closed down, but it's pretty spooky.
So what are you here to do? If it's closed down, what's your job?
I'm supposed to be looking for a leak in here.
Oh.
This bathroom. Creepy hallway. Real spooky place. Another bathroom.
Hold on, go back. Hold on.
Another bath.
Am I meant to hear someone say, I see you? I keep hearing a banging noise near my window. I can't figure out what it is, though. That's why I kept looking at the windows, looking to see if there's something I can explain. I can't. I don't know what it is.
Bathroom. This is a second two-story building. This used to be the elevator shaft right here. I guess we're taking the stairs. I guess meditation class used to be upstairs. Had to put your shoes in this little cubby.
That mean me too. Man heard stairs going up the footsteps going up the stairs. Now I'm good.
After some further investigation, there's no one else in this building. I heard someone go down those stairs though. So, I guess this was the meditation room. There's a lot of natural lighting in here. Probably don't need the flashlight right now. Here's the top of the elevator shaft. You can't see anything down there. So here's the meditation room. Kind of looks like the back rooms. It looks very culty. There's a stage up here. It looks like a couple of altars next to them. Creepy. Okay, now I'm getting the here. That was it.
He adds that there have been...
This is my type of guy. Here the ones he's like, I looked up, looked, and there's no one here, so I guess he thought he heard something, I guess I didn't. He went up the thing, and then he heard another footstep thing, he's like, oh no, I'm out.
Reports of a water leak in the building, and he's been tasked with tracking it down. He makes his way through the building, checking each room for the leak, but when he reaches the bottom set of stairs, the sound of thumping footsteps can be heard coming down the stairs. He instantly realizes that this isn't normal, since the building is empty and he decides to run away as fast as he can. He decides to soldier on through and walks into a large carpeted room, where he hears a knock on the wall that instantly freezes him in his tracks. This is the last straw, and he decides to leave the building, and I can't say that I wouldn't have done the same. Number 14.
We've seen this one before, we've seen this one a few times too.
Clips that are uploaded to the internet are just about impossible to explain, and this next clip is no exception. This footage is from a security camera that's been placed on someone's porch, and we can see that their dog has taken an interest in something out in the yard, but it's out of the camera's view. Suddenly, the dog becomes even more excited, and a few seconds later, we can see why. Something comes bounding into view from the right of the screen, and the dog very nearly decides to chase after it. It seems completely confused, and we can see why, since this doesn't look like any ordinary animal. When the footage is slowed down and zoomed in, it gets even stranger, as it looks even less like an animal, but more like a small set of disembodied legs that...
Give me a second. Wait, where? I keep hearing banging, but I don't know where it's coming from. I just looked through my whole place, can't find a source for it. I'm not even trying to fix this shit. I'm trying to figure out why I hear banging noises. Because I'm guessing it's a normal explanation. I just can't figure out what the fuck it is.
that run by. The dog thinks better of following the creature, and it's probably for the best, since there's no telling what that actually was. Number 13.
Christmas doors.
Next, we take a look at more CCTV footage from the inside of an office building, and we can see that it was recorded during the festive season. A large Christmas tree has been set up in the far corner of the room, but the office is empty since it's around 2 a.m., according to the uploader. They add that they got a call from their security company to say that an alarm had been triggered inside the building, but police officers were unable to find anything out of place. There was nothing left to do but check the security footage, and this is when they realized that something creepy was going on. At around 2:15, a door on the furthest side of the room slowly begins to open by itself without explanation, which is truly strange since there's no one in the building. The uploader states that he's unsure whether this is paranormal activity and leaves it up to us to decide. Number 12.
Wheelchair.
More footage from outside someone's house now, as a man films a wheelchair that's sitting in his driveway. The uploader states that he heard his house alarm go off and naturally he decided to investigate, but he couldn't have been prepared for what he saw. The wheelchair has started to move around on its own accord, and it rolls up to the gate at the end of the driveway, but stops short before crashing into it. Inexplicably, the chair then starts to roll backward and to the left, as if it's being steered by someone we can't see. It then rolls all the way to a wall on the left side, before finally coming to a halt. There's no question that this wheelchair seems to have a mind of its own. But is this footage real, or an elaborate prank? Some commenters think that the chair has been fitted with a remote control sensor, and that it's being controlled by someone off-screen, but some think there may be a ghost sitting in the chair. Number 11. The uploader of this next scary clip says he was inside his house while his father was fixing a car outside, when something weird happened.
Who opened that? Cupboard just opened up. Fuck. That just moved. Butter just moved. Not the butter. You gotta leave the butter alone.
He heard...
Why did the camera move? Did he hit the thing? I don't know how the camera moved.
noises coming...
Also, why is he filming this spot for? Like, why is he filming this spot? He heard paranormal stuff before and then wondered and then, like, started filming? That's what's weird to me.
Coming from the kitchen and immediately ran to investigate. When he entered the kitchen, he he found one of the cupboards open and a blade on the floor, so he checked his security camera footage. The clip shows a normal-looking kitchen with a washing machine, microwave, and all the items that you would expect to find. On the right-hand side of the screen, we can see a blade lying on the counter in front of the microwave, and this is where we'll be focusing our attention. About 20 seconds into the footage, one of the cupboard doors opens by itself, and at the same time, the blade goes flying off the counter. A few seconds after that, the uploader comes running into the kitchen, and he's clearly struggling to explain.
This is easily faked. This is so easily fake, it's actually unbelievable.
In what he's seeing. He then walks behind the camera, possibly to review the scary footage that's just been recorded. Number 10. During a paranormal investigation, people will try all kinds of tricks to communicate with paranormal entities, and the group in this next creepy video is no exception to that rule.
They're very good at this. Try a bit further this time, shall we?
No way.
That's really cool.
Well done, Jeffrey.
I bet you were the... Oh, fantastic. I bet you were the smartest in the class.
One of the investigators explains that he and his fellow ghost hunters have started an investigation in a building called Oak Lodge, and that he'll be conducting his investigation in an upstairs area. He makes his way up a set of wooden steps, where he joins the rest of the group who's in the middle of an experiment. One man rolls a ball across the wooden floor, talking to the spirit as he does so. The ball lights up with multiple colored lights, and inexplicably it's rolled back in his direction by an unseen force, presumed to be a spirit. Everyone in the room expresses their awe at what they just saw, as the ball continues to roll back to the man who released it. Is this just an unlevel floor, or is this man playing games with the spirit of someone who passed away in this building?
I've had it where I roll a ball and it comes back to me. I've seen it, I've had that happen. That's not exactly it. They could be number 4. The part that gets me is it does stop and then keep going. That's what is troubling, confusing me and kind of messing me up.
Number 9. This next weird video was recorded by a security camera in this woman's house on the 23rd of March, 2023. By the timestamp, we can see that it's just after 9 p.m., and a woman can be seen playing a virtual reality game with the headset over her eyes. Another woman is drying dishes in the kitchen, and she glances over at the other woman a few times while she does so. Then, something creepy happens. A pair of shoes that have been left under the living room coffee table suddenly move without explanation and end up under the woman's feet, causing her to lose her balance since she can't see what's going on in the room. She falls over, and the other woman runs over to help her up. They both try to figure out what's just happened and how the shoes moved, but they can't find any plausible explanation.
Why this... Okay. Here's my one thing. This all goes well. Why does the woman happen to take a step perfectly when the shoes are right there? She barely ever moves the entire time she's gaming until just till the shoes get to her area, then she just happens to take a step and loses her balance. That's the only part of this I find fishy.
They're left with no choice but to shrug it off and carry on with what they were doing. Number 8. The house in this next scary clip has seen some paranormal activity in the past, as the uploader states that they thought things were returning to normal but
It's the same place! What do you mean? What are you acting like it's the different thing? It's the same channel. It's literally the same channel. It's G&D Studios. It's the same
off and
YouTube
carry
channel.
on with...
Okay, I think he's a fake now. Hold on, I gotta do an investigation. Hold on, I gotta do a little investigation. I know we're doing mid-react. I need to look at the studio. Hold on. G and D. Oh my god, it literally says my brother and I make movies and videos. is this on here? This is clearly fake. This is clearly fake. It literally, these guys make videos and scare and stuff and movies and that. These are all fake. What are you doing? It's clearly fake. I am so annoyed by this.
The first clip is from the 31st of January.
I will give them credit for their effort. But I can tell these are all fake. It's literally part of what they do. They fake. It's okay. It's not a bad thing. They do a good job with it. Just, that's the unfortunate part is they fake stuff. It's really crystal clear. Which explains why I thought the other one was kind of fishy. Because it's probably fake too.
January 2023, when a security camera was recording the house's kitchen. Just a few seconds in, the tap suddenly switches itself on despite there being no one near it, and a TV in the background turns on a few moments later. The second clip was recorded in the lounge 5 days later.
Yeah, this is the same yeah, how did you not why did you act like this is a totally different video? It's the same kitchen, there's the same sink.
It's just as creepy as two sofas are pushed towards the center of the room with no plausible explanation. 9 days after that, the cameras captured something strange in a couple's bedroom. A man is sitting on the side of the bed drinking from a bottle, while his wife, who's already under the covers, chats to him. But then, a few objects that have been placed on a dresser near the camera come crashing to the floor, giving them both a fright as they try to explain what they just saw. Number 7.
I'll give them credit for attempt, but that's probably most obvious fake one so far.
Seeing a ghost can only be described as a terrifying experience. But when you know something paranormal is going on, you only have your ears to trust, and it gets even creepier, as the men in this next video found out.
You alright?
What's the matter? There were steps right above it, on the stairway.
Who's in there? Who's in there? Who's in there?
Oh my god! Did you hear that? Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Did you hear that? Oh my god! Did you?
The footage
That's my guy. These are my people. They heard the scream. Nope, screw that. I'm out of here.
was recorded during a paranormal investigation, and we can hear two men discussing the fact that they just heard footsteps in a building that's supposed to be empty. One of the men peers through a doorway where the footsteps were heard, but he's not prepared for what happens next. The man can be heard asking who's there, but he receives no reply. Instead, a blood-curdling scream comes from somewhere deeper inside the building, and this is all they need to drive them out of the building at breakneck speed. Would you have stayed in that building to investigate further?
No!
Or would you have done the same thing as these investigators and gotten out of there as fast as possible? Number 6. Imagine taking some time out to practice your favorite instrument, only to be interrupted by an event that you could only explain as paranormal. That's exactly what the musician in this next creepy video experienced.
Bro. 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 Dude. Oh! Hold on. I think I figured out what happened here. I think I know what's happening here. So he has his thing plugged into something. I bet you it's a speaker, right? Like one of them loud speakers. Because if you have a loud speaker, it will cause the thing to shake. I bet you the speaker he has is either under it or is under this table. And it's close enough to when it starts going, this table starts shaking. I guarantee you that because the moment he stops playing, if you watch, the moment he stops playing the guitar, it stops shaking. He's going, bam, stops, whole thing stops. So yeah, I think that's what's going on here. Yeah, so I bet you it was this that was causing it to shake. It was these two things that were causing it to shake. Yeah. This one's not a hard one to find out.
Anybody under the desk?
Why are you showing me in there?
The man in this next clip set up his phone to record himself practicing the bass guitar, and as the footage begins, we can hear him playing a few deep notes. But just a short while later, he's forced to stop when his desk starts to make strange knocking sounds, and it doesn't take long before the entire desk is vibrating, and we can see a few items on top of the desk moving around as a result. He stops playing, gets up to grab the camera and films the desk, which is now back to normal. He uses the camera to prove that there's no one under or near the desk, and does the same with his closet.
It doesn't need to be.
Was this a spirit that liked his music? Or were the vibrations caused by the low bass notes that he was playing?
If vibrations caused by the notes, considering the fact he had 2 amps there that could hear him, that would probably be connected that would play to. This is the very easy one to explain.
Number 5. According to this clip's intro, it was filmed in 2012 on the 17th of October at 1:45 p.m. And as the clip begins, a man explains that he's home alone, but that he heard footsteps going up and down the stairs outside his room.
Middle of the day, I'm manifesting in the house, and we just had some footsteps down the stairs. I checked all the rooms, there's nobody in. It's been moving for about 10 minutes.
Holy
He
shit!
adds that he's checked.
Even when I knew what was gonna happen, I was not prepared for that. It literally sounded like running footsteps and someone slams the door. Oh my god, I was not prepared for that.
all the other rooms but found no one home, and he's been hearing the sound for about 10 minutes. We can then hear the sound of footsteps outside his room, and he decides to investigate. He quickly pulls his door open and films the nearby stairs, but there's no one there, though the footsteps are still present. He leans over to film down the stairs, but instantly realizes that this was a mistake, as the footsteps suddenly get much louder and faster, as they're starting to run up the stairs toward where he is standing. He gets a massive fright and runs back to the safety of his room, but before he can enter, the door slams shut right in front of him. Number 4. Now we take a look at footage from an airport next to where someone is filming a chair that's been left in the middle of the floor. But the footage is by no means as boring as it sounds. The chair, which seems to be constructed of light plastic, starts to slide across the floor with ease, but there's no one near it, and there isn't a clear explanation for what's happening here. The chair comes to a stop a short distance away, and the person filming the clip keeps the camera trained on it. But the strange activity is far from over, as the chair starts to glide across the floor once more, covering a larger distance this time, until it comes to a rest on the far side of the room. This could easily be faked, but many of the commenters on this footage believe that a spirit is manipulating the chair. Would you be able to stand there filming this activity, or would you rather leave the building out of fright?
Now, I must say, unless if I know it's fake, I'm gonna stay and film it, because I know I'm not in danger. If I saw that without knowing it was fake, I am running for my life.
Number 3.
Moving object.
This next creepy clip comes from another house that's shown paranormal activity in the past, as the man filming states that everything is still the same since he noticed a plate moving on its own. The first sign of
I think we've seen this before, but I don't actually remember.
trouble comes when a cabinet to the right of the camera slowly starts to open by itself. It stops for a few seconds, but then continues until the door is completely open. Everything returns to normal for a few seconds until another cabinet, this time to the left of the screen, also opens, spilling its contents onto the floor with a crash. The uploader states that he used to watch these types of videos, but always thought they were faked, until he started experiencing this type of activity in his house, and he's now become a firm believer in the paranormal. Do you think this footage is real? And if not, how was it faked? Number 2. This next clip.
Okay, by the looks of it, it doesn't actually look like any of the videos from the last one are in here. I don't know why he teased that in the opener of it, if they weren't going to be in there. I think that's kind of weird. But, okay.
Has the internet divided as it shows some violent paranormal activity that many people are struggling to believe is real. The footage, which is being recorded by someone watching a security monitor, shows a couple sitting in their bed and they seem to be chatting. But things suddenly take a turn for the worse when the bed sheets go flying off the bed and they both jump out of fright. The man tries to calm his wife down and he walks over to the sheet to investigate, but he's then thrown backward against a wall by something that we can't see. As he gets—
No! I don't buy that for a second. I do not believe this for a single second.
up off the floor, the same thing happens to his wife. He runs over, picks her up, and quickly leaves the room. But soon after he does so, we can see the curtain moving by itself, as if the spirit that did this left through the window. Do you believe this footage is genuine?
Absolutely not. No, not for a second. This is another one! See, this is the thing you keep doing. You keep playing the same... Hold on. This one's from the same channel! These two are from the same channel! It's probably another channel that clearly does fake stuff. No, it's not real. Stop them.
His wife down and he walks over the curtain.
No, this scare has this.
For our last scary clip, we're once again looking at footage from someone's kitchen as they record strange activity that's been going on in the room.
This is someone very angry that the toast ain't coming out. They're just shaking it, trying to get it to fall out. Yep. Yep. That's all. If someone's angry the toast ain't coming out, just help them out. Help the spirit get their toast. That's all you need to do. Just help the spirit get his toast. Stop. Yeah. Spirit's angry about his toast.
We can see a black toaster, a frying pan, and another appliance sitting on the kitchen counter next to the stove, and the kitchen looks very neat and tidy. But there's something strange happening here, as we can hear a few knocking sounds, but it isn't immediately clear where it's coming from. But we soon get our answer as the toaster starts to rock back and forth without explanation, and strangely all the other appliances are completely still. A few seconds later, the toaster shifts its position all on its own, and when the footage is zoomed in, we can see just how strange this activity really is.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this reaction video. Let me know what you think in the comments. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you all for watching. I'll see y'all for the next one.